Welcome to Tournament in a Tea Break by Britwatch Sports. This is Ross Sattar from Britwatch Sports. I'm joined by Chris Otto and by Larissa.
Hello.
Hi.
We are going to give you our take on Wimbledon's final weekend. We're going to start with the women, obviously, they're on Saturday, and then we'll polish off with the men who played their semi-finals today. Let's start with Venus. She's hit a fair few achievements this week. And basically the only record per se that she's going for is the oldest title holder of the lovely Venus Rosewater dish. So lovely they named it for her. But basically, does she, from a legacy point of view, do you feel that she needs this, or do you feel that that's just something that's by the by?
I guess it's a fun question to ponder, and you have to think, personally, when I look at Venus, what she's accomplished already this season and what she's accomplished over the course of her career, I don't think she needs it for legacy purposes. I think she's one of the greatest players in the history of the game. Whether or not she wins this title, it really doesn't matter that much in my eyes. Now, in her eyes, I'm sure she wants to win it desperately. But again, Venus is one of those players who seems to be on her own plane, and I think win or lose, she's going to be content with how well she's done, reaching her first Wimbledon final since 2009.
Yeah.
And we just talked about the fact that this is the first year she's been in multiple major finals since 2003. I think she can hang her head high regardless of what happens.
But the interesting thing is, 2003, she was the runner-up at the Australian Open and at Wimbledon. So she needs to break that cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I liked your contention that she's actually going to do this so that she can take it back to Serena and have it as a souvenir for the kid.
Yeah, I think she wants it. She wants it for family reasons. Like she's taking over the big sister role here. Like first it was Venus, then Serena came, and now we're kind of back to Venus being the one carrying the Williams legacy in the way, carrying it on while Serena's gone. So she wants it for her family, for of course Richard, but also for Serena. I would say she doesn't need it. I'm going with like her legacy is set. Her history books will not be rewritten in the big way whether she loses or wins tomorrow. Like it does not make a difference. She will be considered one of the greats. She's proven that she still has it in her, not just for one run, but she can be consistent. She showed us that, and I think she doesn't have anything to prove tomorrow. Okay. She does not need it, but she obviously wants it. She wants it bad.
Now, in the case of wanting it bad and versus needing, we come obviously to Garbine Muguruza. Now, I saw her in the run-up to Roland Garros, where no matter how she tried to bat away the pressure of being the defending champion, you could see the closer that we were getting, the more it was weighing on her shoulders. And she actually said after that very tearful press conference, you know, I'm so relieved it's over and it's done and we don't have to talk about it. But now, 4 weeks on, you know, with another slam title within grasp, and let's face it, she's done three things.
Yeah, who would have thought? Like just a few months ago, it was like, I mean, people have written her off. To be honest, a few of them out there.
It happens fast.
Yeah, it happens super fast.
I think she's a definite candidate for I need this title.
I'd say from the outsider's perspective, I think it's massively important match for her.
Yeah.
Reason being that she just wants to build momentum. I think she's proved in a lot of ways over the last 3 years by reaching 3 major finals that she is a big match player, that she can do all kinds of weird and strange results in these smaller tournaments, and sometimes she'll turn in a big result, and we look at her and say, she's a little inconsistent. But she shows up at the majors. Not every one, but at least one a year, and we've seen that. And if she comes through with this title, she's going to be viewed in a completely different way as a multiple major winner.
Yeah, I mean, we did a little sort of calculation in our heads about who's got, you know, in terms of active players, who's got the most, and like there's going to be a bunch of people on 2, and then you're going to have Venus and Serena still way out there.
Yeah,
with
Maria kind of up there, but it's not. And we talked about how like post Serena area, whenever it's starting, maybe this year, maybe in 3 years, there will probably not be one dominant player, so the slams will probably even out more. Yeah. So there will be more people who hold one slam, or maybe 2. So in order to stand out, like just one slam will not make you stand out in like 5 or 10 years. That's the feeling I have. So for her, like to just start now, just more or less collecting them, it's kind of it will make her stand out from
Sure.
from the rest of them.
And let's not
From
forget, she's 23.
Yeah.
And if she does
She's
win
in her
tomorrow,
10
she
years.
will be by far the youngest of those multiple major winners, which will put her a leg up. So.
Yeah.
Let's go over to the man.
Okay, so we obviously come to Roger Federer and Marin Cilic. Now, there's a school of argument that says just give the title to Roger already. He wants this. Now, do you remember when Serena was trying to get to 21, was it?
Yeah,
oh,
just the
no,
struggle.
it wasn't even that, wasn't it? There was one that was a real hump for her to get over.
She got over it, though.
But she didn't get over it. But it was just like kind of, are you ever going to get to that record? And I wonder whether there's an element of that with Roger. Is there a want or is it more of a need? He needs this title. Or was it Australia that he needed and now he doesn't care?
We kind of differ on that because I think, well, he wants it obviously, like Roger cares about tennis. Need-wise, I don't think he needs Wimbledon. In my opinion, he needed the Australian Open because in a way he just kind of proved that I'm still there, guys. I'm not just making semi-finals and finals now. I can still win. So he really needed the Australian Open now that he proved that. I think everything else is just a cherry on top. Like a nice cherry, a tasteful cherry, but it's still just a cherry on top for him. So I'm like, I don't think Roger needs it, but of course he desperately wants it. Because Wimbledon, again, special place, special title.
Okay, I think there are two ways to look at it. Legacy-wise, he's going to be known as the greatest player of all time, whether he wins this match or loses it. Even if he loses it, love, and love, it'll be forgiven. I think in his head, I think what you mentioned about Australia is true. He beat Rafa in that final, which is massive for him. He doesn't have to prove anything with Rafa anymore, and that was always a question. But I think that Australia kind of happened by accident. You heard him talk in press today. It was like his goal was to come back and win Wimbledon. Like everything was planned around that, and he just happened to come back and fire on all cylinders at the Australian and win. But I think deep down, he wants to be the guy that has 8 Wimbledon titles and stand alone. I think in his head, he desperately wants it. He'll probably be able to handle the pressure and get it done. But I'm pretty sure to us it doesn't matter. He's Roger. He's the GOAT. To him, it matters a lot.
Will there be an asterisk for him? Because the final will not be against a Djokovic or a Murray. Do you think that that's kind of the major debt? Does it make a difference for him if he's not winning the title against another?
Well, do you remember when he won Roland Garros and it wasn't against Rafa and everybody said it's an asterisk? But I mean, at the end of the day, a slam is a slam is a slam. Yeah. You can only play who's on the other side.
Top of it, yeah. But does it make a difference for himself? That's what I want, like deep down for himself.
I think at this stage now, no.
Not anymore. Okay.
Maybe I think a few years ago when the young pups were coming up, it was like, gonna get them because I really want to rub their nose in it. But now I think
above that now.
Honestly, either that or it's like I'll take any slam that's going. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't care who it's against.
Okay. I don't think it matters.
So we're a bit split on the need.
Yeah, but I think when we come to Marin Cilic, now who hands up. Which makes for great video, obviously.
Let's just say all hands are under the table at the moment.
Podcast. Hands up who saw Cilic ever winning a slam.
Dead silence.
Before 14?
What you're seeing now is tumbleweed going through the...
I always liked him a lot, but I never pictured him as that kind of player.
Never.
But boy, did he show us that he's capable in 14.
Yeah. He's the guy who had a semi-final run in him, in my opinion, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I didn't even think they could ever reach a final.
Maybe a lot of semi-finals. But
but
you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here he is.
But now, would we lump him in with Generation Lost boys as well? That's my other question.
You mean, is he Generation Lost, and will he kind of validate that there's at least one person from Generation Lost who is not lost?
Yeah. Because he's the only one that's won a slam. I mean, Raonic, they've all been to slam finals, but he's the only one that's actually come away with the.
I don't lump him in with those.
No.
I put him in a class by himself as a major winner and maybe a multiple major winner after tomorrow if he shocks the world, which I don't think he will.
But he's definitely a need. Do we think, or is he so laid back that he's if I get it, I get it. I'm not really that bothered.
Now, at first I wanted to put him in the need category, but now that I think about it, because he just is the kind of guy who is very laid back and who is very, he does probably not have the same grit, if that makes sense, as other players. So I kind of think that he would be he would be. I don't want to say he's okay with losing, but he could put it in perspective and be like, okay, I reached the final. I did great.
Yeah.
This is amazing for me.
Yeah.
So I would say he wanted, and maybe for his overall career, to set him apart from an outside perspective. He needs it just to be like, oh, he's a multiple Grand Slam winner. But for himself, I don't think. I think he's a person who doesn't need it for himself, if that makes sense.
Okay. What do you reckon?
I think that legacy-wise, it's big for him to get a second major. Then in our eyes, he's potential Hall of Famer. He's he's kind of on his way. He's only 28 now. He's on his way to being like the next Stanimal.
Yeah.
You have to think that for him, even if he loses, though, he's 28. He's proven by making the quarterfinals at least in the last 4 Wimbledons that he can come back here and win this. And if Andy and Novak want to be injured, and if Roger retires and Rafa on the grass, he's the guy that could win 1 or 2 more of these in the next 4 years.
Okay. So let's finish off with our ultimate predictions then. So, tomorrow, Larissa.
I'm going with Venus in 2. Two very, especially the first one is going to be very tight. I'm saying 7-5 or even a tie break. And the second set is going to be equally tight. Like, I would say 7-5, 6-4 is my prediction. Venus 7-5, 6-4.
That's precise.
Yes, I'm going with precise. Just, yeah.
You're asking, I can't even predict it. Do I have to?
You have
Yeah, you have to.
Stop being a wuss.
I see them going 3. I see Venus having a lot of good moments with her first serve. I see Garbiñe hitting a lot of backhands and fighting so hard, and I see her ultimately winning in the third, 6-4.
Okay.
If it goes to 3, Garbiñe is going to win.
I
I
have a tendency that I think it will go to 3, and I think Venus might scrap it out, but I think the end is going to be ugly. I think it's going to be. I think percentages.
Highs and lows.
So
I think
sad.
I think percentages are just going to go out the window, and it's just going to be visceral,
Definitely.
visceral need, or forget about wants and needs. It's going to be visceral out there. I'd say Venus in 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So Venus wins.
Okay, and for the men,
Roger. Now I'm giving Cilic 1 set. So I'll be like, Cilic will take off 1 set from Roger and maybe like a tiebreak or something.
How nice you threw Marin a breaker. I'm going to throw him a breaker.
do you know
as well.
what?
Yeah.
I think Marin is going to take the first set, and everybody's going to be
Ooh. And there will be dead silence on center court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he loses in 4 then?
Yeah.
Roger in 4.
Roger in 4.
Yeah. How very obliging of us all. Okay, you've been listening to Tournament in a Tea Break. I'm Ros Satar.
I'm Chris.
I'm Larissa.
Thank you for listening.